Shoes have seemingly always been important to women.
There's no place like home.
But comfortable and women's shoes rarely go in the same sentence. And that's where Tina Aldatz Norris comes in.
Get on your feet.
The OC native invented foot pedals, a simple yet revolutionary piece of padding that has women worldwide breathing a collective sigh of relief.
In the back of my mind, I had this idea, and I would say that really started in about 1995. I just wished that somebody would make a cushion that would be cool and fashionable, that didn't take away from the point of wearing a sexy shoe.
Hers was an invention of necessity, having to endure years of foot pain ever since a childhood accident.
When I was a little girl, I burned my feet in a fire pit on the beach, and I had sensitive feet from that day forward. Eventually, I moved to New York City, and I had to work in the fashion industry, and I had to wear high heels, so I was always in, discomfort.
Foot pedals are available worldwide, much to the delight of the women who love their shoes.
Are you ready, Boots? Start walking.
I'm Bob Gibson for Time Warner SoCal News. Just getting to watch Vladimir Guerrero take batting practice on the field would probably have been exciting enough for Hayden Miller. But imagine his surprise when he actually got to meet the entire team.
This is Mark, this is Tori, man.
What's up, buddy? What's your name?
This is Hayden.
And play catch with his favorite pitcher, John Lackey.
Oh boy, nice.
The entire experience was Hayden's wish.
Whoa!
And that wish came true thanks to the Make-A-Wish Foundation.
Hit it. Good!
He loves baseball, and he adores Vladimir Guerrero and Lackey, and this was his wish down to a T.
It's always a thrill to watch the smile on the face and the amazement on a child's face when that person shows up.
The fulfillment of a wish not only affects the child, but that child's family as well.
He's got just a wonderful attitude. He's just a great kid. Baseball has just made him come alive.
The Angels will partner with Make-A-Wish to help fulfill 10 wishes this season, and it was seemingly a perfect day for Hayden, as a team of famous ball players made him feel like one of the guys.
Boom, boom, grenade, and walk it off. There you go.
At Angel Stadium in the city of Anaheim, I'm Bob Gibson reporting for Time Warner SoCal News. The red carpet at the TV Land Awards is like a walk down memory lane. Happy Days Fonzie is now a gray-haired producer. Little House on the Prairie's Nellie Olson, well, she no longer has her signature blonde curls. Stephanie Tanner has her own full house now as a married mother with a young baby. And Beaver Cleaver just turned 60 years old. No, none of our favorite TV stars look like they did years ago, but that doesn't matter to the hundreds of fans who lined up to see them. The TV Land Awards is dripping in nostalgia. It takes viewers back to the classic shows of the 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s. And as much of a thrill as this is for the fans who line the red carpet, it's also a thrill for the actors who get to hear those cheering crowds once again.
Isn't that great that I can be 46 years old and people still jumping over the railing going, Nelly, woohoo!
It's weird because, people my whole life that I've gone to school with and stuff are like, oh my God, I'm growing up with you. I've grown up with you. And it's weird because, they feel like they know you, but it's really cool.
When people recognize me for family ties, they think they went to high school with me, or they think I'm like a third cousin that they only met once at a wedding somewhere. So it's just a familiarity thing,
When you have a fan that can, come up to you and just say hi and remembers your work, as an actor, that's one of the best things that can ever happen to you.
For more information on the TV Land Awards, go to tvland.com. In Santa Monica, I'm Bob Gibson for Time Warner SoCal News. Tom Kelleher sits at his workbench with half of a fishing rod. Not only does it represent the fish that got away, it's also the reason he has found a second career.
I lost tuna that was about 240 pounds, the captain estimated. As it started out on that last circle, it snapped the rod, snapped the line, and the fish swam away. A friend of mine that I was fishing with says, Tom, why don't you build a rod? No, Art, I'll just purchase another one and replace it. No, you can build one. So he convinced me that I should build a fishing rod.
One of Kelleher's custom rods can range from under $100 to up over $300. But Kelleher himself makes little profit on his work. His payoff comes from making a tangible work of art.
I recover a little bit more than the cost of the materials. I might make $1 an hour for my efforts. And so far I've got about 40 or 50 people happy with fishing rods. I could show a little artistic skill and experiment and make some customers happy.
This handmade sign in his front yard represents the extent to which he advertises his business. It may seem a bit crude, but the work done by Tom Kelleher is anything but. In Corona Del Mar, I'm Bob Gibson for Time Warner SoCal News. Celebrity chefs are all the rage these days, but going on TV isn't the only way to make a name for yourself. This is Chef Brian Clements, and if you don't know his name now, you soon will. That's because he's one of the hottest young chefs in America.
At 18, when I graduated, I went to culinary school in San Francisco, and I was the youngest in my class, and I paid for that. You know, I caught a lot of grief and caught a lot of slack, and I just kept my head down and kept my mouth shut and just worked and worked and worked, and graduated with honors, and got an early start in the top kitchens around the Bay Area.
Clements was recently chosen to show off his culinary skills at the James Beard House in New York City. Beard was called the Dean of American Cooking, and the chance to prepare a dinner for its foundation members is an honor for any chef.
We were the first restaurant to ever be invited, being open less than 5 years. So it was quite an achievement. I think a lot of people are understanding that we are not only doing really good food for the Inland Empire, but we're doing really good food for Southern California.
Brian met his wife, Rory Ann, while the two were working in the same kitchen. She not only helps him run Restaurant Omakase, but she's also his biggest fan.
This was actually a 5-year goal that he wanted to achieve, and to see him achieve that in his first year was just absolutely amazing. It really, he's an amazing chef, and I'm really glad that he's getting the recognition that he deserves.
I'm Bob Gibson for Time Warner SoCal News.